Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, so today we're jumping straight into May in Butte County, California. We got a request to explore what's happening there.
That's right. And we've dug into some great sources like Butte 365, that's the official arts and entertainment calendar, and Explore Butte County too, because it's a pretty solid overview.
Yeah, really good info. So our mission today is basically to highlight the most interesting stuff, help you figure out what you might want to check out.
Exactly. And just a quick heads up for everyone listening, this discussion is AI generated as per the request.
Right, got that covered. So, May. Anything else noteworthy about the month itself?
Well, it is National Bike Month, and our sources mentioned Butte County has some really fantastic trails.
Oh, interesting. Like where?
There's the Guardian Trail in Chico, Bidwell Canyon Trail up near Oroville, and the Midway Bike Path down in Durham. So, options if you want to get out on two wheels.
Nice. Could definitely weave a bike ride into some May plans. Okay, so let's dive into the main events, the really big stuff happening.
Sounds good. First one that jumps out is Feather Fiesta Days in Oroville. That runs May 2nd through the 10th.
Feather Fiesta Days. Okay, what's the story there?
It's described as Oroville's premier hometown celebration.
And it runs over 2 weekends.
That's right, a double weekend event. So activities happening all over Oroville.
And what kind of activities are we talking about? The usual festival stuff?
Pretty much the classics, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a parade. You mentioned liking local parades.
I do. They're great fun.
Uh-huh. And a classic car show, which seems to be a recurring theme in Butte County events.
Notice that. What else?
Local vendors, naturally,
Yeah.
and live music to keep things lively.
Sounds like a proper community fair. Any particular day, that's the main focus.
Yeah, the sources flag Saturday, May 10th as the big day. So if you can only go once, that might be the day to target for the full experience.
Good tip. Okay, May 10th seems busy because there's something else that day, right?
Yes. Paradise Chocolate Fest, also on May 10th. If you like chocolate even a little bit, this sounds like heaven.
A festival dedicated to chocolate. Tell me more. What kind of chocolatey goodness?
Okay, get this. An ice cream eating contest, probably chocolate ice cream, I'm guessing, and just lots of chocolate tastings. Imagine the variety.
Oh, man. Okay, that sounds incredible, but maybe a bit much. Is there anything else besides chocolate?
Uh-huh. Yes, thankfully. They mentioned live music, activities for kids, so it's family friendly, and crucially, other food vendors with savory options too.
Phew, good to know. Need something to balance out all that sugar. Okay, so that's Feather Fiesta and Chocolate Fest. What's next on the big events list?
Let's move over to Gridley. On May 17th, they have Gridley Red Suspenders Day.
Red Suspenders Day. That's a memorable name. What's the significance?
Well, it's always the third Saturday in May, and it's a tradition going way back to 1961. It honors the local firefighters and police.
That's really neat. A long-standing tradition of appreciation.
Exactly. And it sounds very family-oriented. The centerpiece is a parade through historic downtown Gridley.
Lovely. Parades, history, community support. Sounds great.
And similar to Feather Fiesta, there are other things too. Local vendors, again, another classic car show.
See? Told you it was a theme.
Right. And Harmon's games. Those sound potentially very entertaining.
I bet. Okay, so that's Gridley on the 17th. Is there anything else major happening that same day?
Yes, back in Chico, there's the Chico Spring Jam 2025. That's at 20th Saint Community Park.
Spring Jam. Sounds a bit more laid back.
Seems like it. Described as an all-ages, family-friendly spring jamboree, just a relaxed gathering, and importantly, it features live music.
Good. Any other really big annual things?
One more we should highlight is the third annual Butte College Big Time. This one's actually earlier, kicking things off on May 1st at Butte College.
A big time. What does that entail?
It's a celebration of Native American culture. It sounds really vibrant.
Oh, fantastic. What kind of things can people expect to see or do?
The sources mention feather dancers. Imagine how beautiful that must be. Also, craft and jewelry vendors, food, of course.
Always key.
And a couple of nice touches. An Elder's Gift giveaway, which sounds lovely, and special performances by Little Mike and Funny Bone.
Sounds like a really rich cultural event. Is it accessible?
Yep, free and family-friendly, running from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., a great chance to experience and appreciate Native American culture.
Definitely sounds worthwhile. Okay, shifting over to Chico, there's the Silver Dollar Fair.
Ah, the fair. Memorial Day weekend, right?
Yep, May 22nd to the 26th this year. It's kind of the unofficial start to summer for a lot of folks. Been going since 1950, believe it or not.
Wow, since 1950. That's impressive. So all the classic fair stuff.
Oh, yeah. Rides, livestock exhibits, the agricultural side, live music, stages. And, of course, the fair food.
Can't forget the fair food. Sounds like a huge draw.
Okay, so those are the big hitters, the main annual traditions. But May seems packed with other stuff, too.
Oh, absolutely. The calendar's full. For example, Oroville has spring concerts in the park every Friday in May.
Every Friday. Nice way to start the weekend.
Totally. They're at Riverbend Park starting May 2nd. Free concerts, local bands playing from 6 to 8 p.m. And food. Yep, local vendors and food trucks are there from 5:30 p.m., so you can make an evening of it.
Sounds perfect. What else is happening in Oroville early in the month?
There's also a Downtown Oroville First Friday May Mix-Off on May 2nd. Downtown Oroville seems quite active.
It does. Okay, moving on to the 3rd. What's happening then?
There's a Sip and Stroll Saturday at Hodges Family Nursery. Sounds relaxing coffee, plants.
Nice, gentle start to the weekend. Any music that night?
Yes. The Como Floor Band is playing at Gold Country Casino Resort Event Center on May 3rd.
Gold Country pops up a few times, doesn't it?
It does. They've got Los Lobos and Los Lonely Boys there later in the month, too, on May 9th. That's a great pairing.
Wow, yeah, it is. Okay, backtracking slightly. Early May, around the first weekend, any themed events?
Well, speaking of themes, Star Wars fans should pay attention to Stoble.
Stoble? What's happening there?
They've got a Star Wars trivia night with Discover Chico on May 1st, and then Star Wars Day at Stoble with Discover Chico on May 4th.
Ah, May the 4th. Makes sense. Stoble seems like a busy venue.
It really does. Later in May, they also have a Plant and Sip with Sienna Joy painting on the 10th.
Plant and sip. Interesting combo.
Yeah. Then a pop-up market with all local vendors on the 17th, and a flower workshop with PS Farms on the 18th. Lots of different creative things.
Definitely diverse programming there. Okay, let's talk Mother's Day. It falls in May, obviously. Any specific events?
Quite a few, actually. There's a Mother's Day tea party early on, May 4th, at Creekside Rose Garden.
This one hosted by CARD, the Chico Area Recreation and Park District.
Sounds like a beautiful setting.
Very fitting. There's a Mother's Day Paint and Sip tea party, combining themes there on May 11th at On Broadway Chico.
Paint, sip, and tea, covering all bases.
Seems like it. And the Forebay Aquatic Center has a Mother's Day special on the 11th, too.
Forebay Aquatic Center.
Yeah.
What's their special?
Moms get a free 1-hour boat rental if they buy a second hour or another craft rental. Nice way to get out on the water.
That sounds lovely. Speaking of the Forebay, they seem to have a lot going on in May. They do. Their concessions, like boat rentals and gear, open for the season starting May 10th.
Okay, so the water activities really kick off then.
Right. And their official 2025 season grand opening event is on May 17th.
Gotcha. And didn't I see something about paddling at night?
Yes. This sounds really cool. Full moon paddles on May 12th.
Yeah.
Paddling under the full flower moon.
Wow, that sounds magical. Very unique.
Definitely memorable, I think.
Okay, any other markets or festivals we missed?
There's a May Bloom Lunar Market on May 11th at Movement Arts of Chico, described as bright and fairy-like.
Intriguing. And how about art?
The annual juried student exhibitions at the Janet Turner Print Museum wrap up on May 10th. So May is the last chance to catch that.
Good to know. And wasn't there another art festival around Mother's Day weekend?
Ah, yes. The Chico Art Festival 2025. That's May 9th and 10th at St. John's Episcopal Church.
What's involved there?
Sounds pretty comprehensive. A 2-day event with artisans, music, dance, food, kids' activities, demonstrations. A real Mother's Day weekend extravaganza.
Sounds like a fantastic option for that weekend. Okay, wow, that is a lot of events packed into 1 month.
It really is. Butte County seems to come alive in May.
So with all that laid out, what are your personal picks?
Yeah.
If you had to choose one or two, what really jumps out?
Tough choice. But I think those full moon paddles sound really special. Just the atmosphere of being on the water under the moon, that feels unique.
Yeah, that one caught my eye too. Very serene sounding.
And I also think the Butte College Big Time sounds important. A great chance to engage with Native American culture respectfully. What about you?
I have to say, Feather Fiesta Days appeals. Just the history and the scale of it, being Oroville's big hometown thing, seems like a genuine community experience.
Makes sense. A real tradition.
I mean, I have to mention the Paradise Chocolate Fest again. Come on, it just sounds like pure, unadulterated fun. And chocolate.
Yeah, those all sound like solid choices depending on what you're looking for.
Absolutely. It really drives home that there's such a range. Outdoor adventures, cultural events, food festivals, music. Something for pretty much everyone in Butte County this May.
For sure. And just to remind everyone, you can find details on all these events and probably even more on Butte 365. That's butte365.com, the official calendar. Definitely the place to check for the latest info.
Good reminder. Always best to check the source for times, locations, any last-minute changes.
Exactly.